Good morning, everyone, from sunny Finland. We're here today with yet another update on Sanako Connect, and we're happy to have all of you here. This meeting is being recorded, and the recording will be shared with everyone who has registered to the webinar previously. So, in case you have to drop out, don't worry, you will receive the recording once we're done with the webinar. The agenda for today is to take a look at the upcoming update for Sanako Connect. What are the benefits and how to actually use it? My name is Alexis Juhakoski and I am the resident product specialist at Sanako. I will be turning off my webcam for the duration of the presentation because we will be using Connect hands-on and I'd like to show you some of the video features. But without any further ado, let's get started. So in this upcoming update, we have the following features available to you. We have a completely new feature, simplified classroom view. I know a lot of you are already excited about this one. And we also have full classroom calls, finally. So you will be able to have the entire classroom in the same call. You will also be able to promote students to model speakers. We'll take a look at how everything works later on. And there's also improved monitoring for live use of the Connect. So for the first update, simplified classroom view. We've reduced the amount of clicks you have to do when you're in the classroom and everything is clear cut. So from now on, you'll have your exercises, student submissions and everything always visible here on the right hand side. And on the left hand side, you have access to start live activity and speak to all buttons. So they are all conveniently here. Your students are also displayed in a list under your name, and you have all the functionalities available that you had previously in Connect. When you had the student icons, you can still see when the students are recording, you can access their student keys and so forth. It's all just a little bit easier to do. This also makes the classroom view look a little bit different from the session creation window, so it's easier to keep track of where you actually are within the system. Full classroom calls are a way to speak with the entire classroom. You were able to do this previously, but only your voice was being transmitted. You can now allow student microphones, so all of your students can turn on their microphones and participate in the classroom call. If you want to have a discussion with the entire classroom, it's very easy to do. You can also easily create groups where students have their microphones on, easily from the groups button. And you can also promote students to the model speaker position. This allows your students to share their screen, share their webcam with the full classroom call, and you can even promote multiple students into a speaker role. This could be used for pair discussions that the entire classroom is listening to. You could have a model pair of students doing that, or you could have individual students presenting their work, for example, to the entire classroom. So it brings up additional ways in how to use Connect in the classroom. As a teacher, of course, you're always in full control and you can also disable the promotion. We've also improved the monitoring quite a bit, so it's a lot faster now. So when you click on the ear icon for an individual student, you will be able to listen in while they are completing an exercise or activity, and you can immediately jump to another student. So this is a fantastic improvement. And we've also removed the teacher is listening notification. This has been requested by many of our customers. So when you're monitoring individual students, they no longer know that the teacher is actually listening in. This allows them to focus on the task at hand, and there will be less distractions. But let's take a look at Connect for the upcoming version in use. So we're right here in the session creation window. There's a little update here. Once again, something that has been requested quite a bit. But now if you click on the session name, you will enter the session. Instead of using join button right here, you simply click on the name of the session and you will be able to enter. Familiar microphone and webcam check here. And here is the updated classroom view. So on the right hand side, we have all of our exercise functionalities. We can record our welcome messages or insert a welcome message here. And on the left hand side, we have all of the classroom controls. They are now neatly grouped so they are easy to access as well. If I now click on Speak to All, we'll join a class call, which means that the entire classroom can hear me. I can share my screen if needed, or webcam. Screen sharing button is right here. If I want to allow my students to use their microphones, the Allow Microphones button is right here. When I click on it, my students will be able to turn on their microphone and speak with the entire classroom. If I want to create groups for on-the-fly pair discussions, for example, we just click on the Groups button. We see the groups here. We can shuffle them if we want. And once we click on Create Groups, students are automatically assigned to those groups. So I will quickly turn off the microphones from my model students. Here we go. So we now have James Smith and Mary Jones in one group. If I want to monitor them or listen in to their discussion, all I have to do is click on this Visit button and I'm able to listen in on their conversation. I can also shuffle groups easily right again from the Group button right here. So if I want to give my students random pairs, I can randomize them on the fly as well. And the students will be immediately transformed into another group. Let's remove these groups. Now if I want to promote James or Mary into a speaker role so that their microphone will be heard through the entire classroom, I just click on Promote to Speaker. Let's say I want to have James reading out a passage from our textbook. So it's that easy. All I have to do is click and that student is part of the main call and everyone else will be able to hear them as well. If the students are working on an assignment on their own, I can easily monitor them by clicking on the ear icon right here. Once the monitoring starts, I'm able to jump from student to student like this. So the monitoring, once it's active, is immediate. If I want to speak with any particular student, the button is right next to the monitoring button right here. So all of these updates make Connect much easier and clearer to use. Okay, we are at the end of the presentation part. we can now take a look at any questions that you might have. You're free to type them into the chat